setting your alarms, making the sacrifices, and just making sure that you show up on this call today and every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. My name is Aisha Queen. I'm your host for today. I'm a Jade affiliate with Vida Divina, and I'm excited about life. I'm excited about the journey. I'm excited about the successes that I get to touch along the way. You know, today I want to talk about the journey. I want to talk about that path that it takes to actually see the successes along the way. You know, so many of us are in this business. I mean, some are looking at how can I hit diamond, hit the top ranks and become financially free? How can I just pay some extra bills? We're all looking at this at different levels. There are some people who are part of the business who are just wanting the community, wanting the family, wanting the connection and the skills that you learn. Some people are part of this because they just want to help people. Some people are part of this because they want to help people, but they also want financial freedom. Whatever the case may be, you know, the end goal is not the actual success. I want y'all to type that in the chat. The end goal is not the actual success. Can somebody type that? Can I just get one person to participate with me today? Just one. Type in the chat. The end goal is not the actual success. Let me tell you something, okay? The future is coming. The future is coming. You know, when we look at our lives and we think about where we are today, what's happening today, what bills need to be paid today, it's hard to really look at what's coming. Right? How long does it take for a year to come and go? How long does it take for 5 years to come and go? I cannot believe that it's been, and I lose track of the years because they come so fast. It's been 11 years since I've been full-time, maybe 12. I need to do the math again. I can't even remember anymore. It's 11 or 12 years since I've been full-time self-employed. Let me tell you something. I want you to write this down. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Okay? The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. If I had never started to assess myself on a regular basis, I don't think I would have walked away from what was keeping me feeling broke and broken. When I tell you that the last job, the last career that I had 11 years ago, I cried nearly every morning on my way to work because I felt broke and broken. I was behind financially to the point where I had to write post-dated checks in order to just breathe a little bit. And even then, that wasn't enough. And when I learned that there was a way that I could develop my skill, I could make myself become a more prepared person, a more professional person, a more equipped person, I knew that there was nothing that was going to keep me from becoming that person. Now, when I say the future belongs to those who prepare for it today, you know what your weaknesses are. You know what your lacking skill is. You know what you're missing. But are you doing anything about it on a day-to-day basis? Are you practicing those things you feel you can't do? Are you studying to, good morning. Are you studying to find how to overcome those things that you feel you can't do or those things you fear? When network marketing found me, I like to say it found me because I didn't know anything about it. When it found me, I realized there was a whole world, a wealth of information that I did not know, a wealth of skill that I had no idea. I thought I had to go to college and be taught by a professor in a traditional classroom to learn how to publicly speak, to learn how to market and sell, learn how to build and develop and start quality relationships. I thought that the only way you learn was school. But when network marketing found me, it showed me the better way. It showed me how I can take control of my life and my destiny and my journey towards that destiny. And so with that, I decided I decided to start preparing. And in preparation, I started to read books that was in alignment with things I knew I needed to know. I started to get on calls and Zooms and go to different pop-up meetings in the area that could teach me things I knew I needed to know. And because of that, 1 year after network marketing found me, I was confident enough in myself and what I knew I was going to be determined to do, to walk away from a job I had for 8 years. And so imagine the place you're at right now. Imagine where you could be in the next 90 days or the next 60 days. We're 60 days left of this 90-day run. And you decide to prepare. Where could you be by the end of this year if you decide to prepare? Let me tell you something. The best way to predict the future is to create it. The future belongs to those who prepare for its day. Let me tell you something. When I wanted to leave there, I knew I wanted to leave there before network marketing found me. But I didn't know how. And when I found the how, I started to prepare. And so when I felt confident enough that I could make money, I realized it's not about someone paying me. It's about the activities that I'm willing to do to get paid. I resigned. I remember I was on my post and I had called my mother because she was my go-to person when I was she is my go-to person to this day. When I'm about to make a big decision, I'm like, what do you think about this? So I called her and I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I was tired of crying at work. I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm about to just walk out and go home. She's like, you've been there for too long. You should put in your 2 weeks notice. I'm like, for what? I'm not coming back. She's like, you never know. I'm like, I was predicting my future because I knew I was willing to do whatever I had to do to create it. I'm not coming back. I have never looked back. And so I put in my 2 weeks notice and I danced my way out of there. The whole 2 weeks I was just walking around like I own the place. Like, I'm out. Like, I don't care what y'all say to me, what y'all do to me. Can't nobody make me mad. Because I was predicting my future because I was at home studying. I was connected to the right people. Who are you talking to on a daily basis? Who are you talking to the most? Are you talking to your upline or their upline or somebody who is more successful than you? Or are you talking to your peers, your equals, or those who are not successful at all? Because that matters in your phase, in your season of preparation. Listen, success is not an end goal. Success is what you achieve along the way in the journey. And so when you look at what it would take to make you feel a success, let me tell you what Oprah said. Oprah said, the key to realizing the dream is to focus not on success, but significance. And then even the small steps and the little victories along your path will take on greater meaning. Look at that. In the little victories along your path, right? So when I was getting a yes for an appointment that I needed to make some money, that was a success. And I'm talking about in the beginning because many of you are just beginning in this industry. So that's why I'm taking it back to the beginning. But even still, you know what's a success for me in Vida Divina on a day-to-day basis? When somebody gives me a testimony about their experience with the product. That is a success. When you make a sale that you weren't expecting to make, that is a success. When you do content on social media and you get feedback and engagement, that is a success. And so if you have experienced any of these things, plus others I haven't mentioned, you are successful. Now the only thing left for you to do is to decide how successful do you want to be in the next 60 days or by the end of this year. Now when you look at the future and you're aiming to predict it and you say, okay, by the end of this 90 days, I just want to be binary qualified. That's not big enough. Les Brown says, shoot for the moon. At least if you fall short, you'll land amongst the stars. And so you got to have a big vision for where you want to be in the next 60 days and by the end of this year. So yes, you should have quarterly goals. And so when you look at your business and how many people you need in your business to hit the rank of silver? How many people, active people, you need in your business to hit the rank of bronze? Or, you know, if you're just starting out, maybe your goal is bronze. Let me say this. If your goal is to be binary qualified, then you should be talking like you want to be silver. If your goal is to be the rank of bronze, you should be talking and operating as if you want to be the rank of silver. If your goal is to be silver, you should be talking and operating like you're aiming for gold. That's what that statement means. Reach for the moon, and if you fall short, at least you'll fall amongst the stars. So don't just aim for, I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said, you know, I realized that I only need X amount of people to do X, Y, Z. And so, you know, that's not bad. I can go for it. And it was a small number. Let's say the conversation was, I only need 2 people to get paid in my binary. I can do that. As long as I get 2 people, I can get a monthly binary check. And I'm like, no, that's too small. That's too small. Because if you aim for that and you achieve that, then you're gonna psych yourself out and make you feel like, oh, this is all I needed. Aim for recruiting 100 people. Put that down right now. I will aim to recruit 100 people. Aim for the moon. So that way, if you fall short, you at least land amongst the stars. So imagine if your goal every day, how can I add to my 100? How can I add to my 100? How can I? Not only will you get those 2, but you'll mess around and recruit 30 to 50 people in the next 60 days because your focus, what you're saying to yourself, what you're predicting to happen was so high that it took you higher than you anticipated to go. Write that down. When you focus high, you go higher than what you anticipated to go. But if you focus on the bare minimum, let's say if you say, I only need $300 a week to pay my bills. Can you imagine being with this company for 3 years and your income is stuck at $300 a week because that's all you said to yourself? But what if you said, I need $30,000 a month so that I can finance my lifestyle, live my dreams, travel more, and do more with my family, send the kids to school, or whatever the case may be. To do all of that, I need $30,000 a month. Your activity level, your conversation with yourself, your focus, what you choose to believe you can do will be playing at a higher level. So today, I want y'all to not just look at what you need to be binary qualified, what you need to be apprentice. I want y'all to look at what you need to be silver. And I always say, because I've reached the rank of, I've reached the rank of platinum. At that point, I have recruited about 100 people. So that's why I always tell people, set your number to 100. If 100 recruits personally got me to the rank of platinum, I'm Jade now. But at that point, that's where it started for me. That's where this message, and this part of my message started for me. Aim to recruit 100 people. Now you may say, oh my gosh, I've been here for 6 months and I'm struggling to recruit 2. Let me tell you what to do. Because you know what? People follow people that they believe that they can learn from. People follow people with a vision who are going somewhere. I want you to write down what your vision is, what you plan to do when you hit the rank of silver. How can you impact your economy? It could be your community. It could be, something you're passionate about. If you love dolphins and you say, when I hit the rank of silver, I'm going to donate to a dolphin fund, that's your thing. Figure that out and write it down. So when you're talking to people and you say, this is my mission. This is my vision. This is what I am aspiring to do. And if you work with me, you help me get there, then we can do what you are inspiring. You are inspired. You are aspiring to become a philanthropist. You want to help people in Ghana. You want to help people in Nigeria. You want to help people in Jamaica. You want to help the economy in the British Virgin Islands. I want to help you help people in the BVI. You said that your mother, aunt, father, sister, cousin, everybody slaved away to their old age and never could enjoy life, and you want to change that for the next generation. I want to help you get there. That is the mission and the vision that helps you along the journey to success. What is it that's bigger than you that you can do when you hit success? No, silver won't help you do that, but you just starting the business aiming for silver will let you know how possible gold is. When you get to gold, it lets you know how possible platinum is. You get the platinum, it lets you know how possible diamond is. You see? Aim for the moon. And at least if you fall short, you'll land amongst the stars. Here are 5 things you can begin to do today. 5 things you can begin to do today. Let me tell you something. Leaders lead from the front. So if you feel like, oh, I'm just getting started, I'm not a leader, I can't do my own Zoom, yes, you can. That's why we have the full presentation in the back office along with a one-page presentation, because the idea is to create or pull out the leader in those who want to be leaders. Now, if you're somebody who's like, I'm never going to be a leader, don't even want to talk in front of a group, I'm not even interested in that, this part is probably not for you, what I'm saying in this moment right now. But if you're somebody that says, I need to reach diamond, I need to reach platinum, I want the roll up fast start bonuses, I want the 50% check match, then you need to listen really closely to what I am saying. Leaders lead from the front. There is no way after 30 days you have not done your own Zoom on a private Zoom line. Zoom is free. Everybody can set up a room and do a private Zoom. Okay? And doing that private Zoom lets your audience that's listening know that you're somebody who intends to take them somewhere. Can you see the difference from when someone's showing up to a big call and they're listening like you're listening, and they say, well, why would I want to work with you? I could just work with the person speaking. Imagine you are the person speaking. You want to become the person speaking. Okay, so let me tell you 5 things you can begin today. 1, meeting a specific predetermined amount of people today, every day, new people every day. It could be online, it could be offline, and for you, that could be 3. For you, that could be 10. For you, that could be 1. Predetermined, as soon as we get off of here, how many people you're going to meet every day for the next 60 days. Even if it's just 1. You're so busy. Life is so hectic. Meet 1 new person a day. But if you really want to end, remember, if you shoot for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars. Aim for 10. I was always taught in my entire network marketing career that meeting 10 new people a day would change the trajectory of my business, and it has. Now, do I meet 10 new people every day at this point? I don't. But in the beginning, when I needed to be binary qualified, I was aiming for 20 on social media because I needed to be binary qualified because I was predicting my future, crunching the numbers, say, if I could get to silver, this is how my life would change. Right? And so, number 2, creating at least 1 video that can be shown across all platforms daily. All right? Now, here's some ideas for creating a video. Should I write this down? Because you got to create video content. We in 2023. Nobody's doing marketing the old way no more. If you want to meet and connect with and build up following the people who actually love and listen to you and value what you have to say and want to be a part of what you're doing, you got to meet strangers. And if you're not going to be talking to people outside, if you're not going to walk up to 100 people a day to get 10 numbers, then you have to find a way to maximize the resources on social media, which means a small clip, 3 minutes or less, that could be shared on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and YouTube. Create a small video. It could be you drinking the tea. It could be you, sharing the message. Here's a couple of ideas. If you're going to share a message every day, let's say you're going to turn the camera on and you're going to really just start talking to the camera. Here it is. 1, something you love or enjoy. 2, something you've learned. 3, a problem that has been solved. Because see, these are things people can relate to. You want to make your message relatable or enjoyable. So create 1 video every day for the next 60 days and watch what it do for your business. I've recruited so many people from sharing videos on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook that are just reels. I've gotten customers from sharing reels on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok because people are looking for what you're talking about. They just don't know you yet. And if you create the video content to let them in to who you are and what you know, then more people can just ask you, how can I be a part of it? That is what marketing is these days. It's about how can you connect with the right audience to get them to want to be a part of what you're doing. That's what every single industry is doing in marketing, from entertainment to sports to education to nursing. All the content out there somehow, some way is aiming to influence people to want to be a part of what that person is talking about. Every single thing, when you hear somebody talking, if you hear a comedian talking and they telling a joke, they're not doing it just because they just I just want to just like make people laugh. They're doing it because they're entertaining so they can find the target audience who will follow them so they can make money from the platforms. So you creating these videos, if you're scared to be on video talking, you need to do it. You need to record yourself once a day saying something. And you need to post it so you can get the feedback for people to say, that was awesome. Because when you get celebrated, when you get congratulated, when you get acknowledged, when you get the feedback or the questions, even when you get challenged, it inspires you to do more because you realize people do like me. People are listening. I can find my people. This isn't as bad as I thought it was. It makes you realize and boost your level. It takes you from a level 4 player to a level 8 player overnight almost. If you do the videos and post them, the feedback you get. Let me tell you something. Kieran would not post on TikTok when we first started learning about TikTok. He was just posting like making faces, random dumb stuff. And I'm like, why are you posting like that? So I was like, you got to post in a way where people are going to be attracted to or entertained by or educated by what you're doing. His video views and following has grown since he has listened to that message. Not immensely, but I've seen a video hit hundreds of thousands views because he was in alignment with what I just said. And so when you have a specific topic or a specific thing that you're passionate about or a specific thing that you want to educate people on or a specific thing that you enjoy and you make your messages around that, you can find your people. If you want to be a person that entertains, let me tell you something. Jody Davy, that's a good one. She has 150,000 followers on TikTok. The first conversation I had with her about making videos on TikTok, she wasn't for it. She was like, oh, no, that's not my thing. I'm not going to go with that. So then I talked to her about it. Same kind of message that I'm saying right now. She started making all of her content about her plant-based lifestyle and how you can heal your body through holistic health and things like that. And so she grew her following around that message. What message do you have? What are you passionate about? Are you a good parent? Are you a good wife? Are you a good daughter? Are you somebody who does something in your community? Do you run, let's say you run the local plant shop. Talk about plants because that's what you know. Let's say you work at an auto shop. Talk about what you know about cars. That's what you know. You'll find those people who also work on cars, but guess what? The one thing you'll find that some of y'all have in common is a lot of people tired of working on cars. A lot of people tired of working in the plant shop. A lot of people scared they're going to lose their job tomorrow. So when you find those like-minded people who believe what you believe, you find your people. You find your tribe. You find your business partners. All right, so number 3. Okay, remember, number 1 was meeting a specific predetermined amount of new people a day. Number 2 is creating at least one video that can be shown across all platforms. And make sure you add a call to action at the end of every video. It could be, if you like this message, follow me. It could be, if you like what you're saying, click the link in my bio. It could be, follow me and share this video. Just add a call to action behind at least most of your videos. Number 3, following up with previous customers is so important. And so let me tell you, when me and my mom ran the kiosk at Arundel Mills, oh my gosh, it's so devastating when I think about how my follow-up game was at 0. My follow-up game was not how it should have been. I would be the triple diamond right now if my follow-up game was where it needed to be at that season. Because we were selling thousands of dollars worth of product every single day. We were meeting so many people sitting at the biggest mall in this area every day with a kiosk. We were getting every time somebody purchased a product, we got their phone number. I still have the receipt books with their phone numbers. The thing is, it's been 4 or 5 years, so I don't want to pop up and be like, hey, remember that time at Arundel Mills 4 years ago? I dropped the ball. Don't drop the ball. Don't make that same mistake. Put yourself in places to vend get names and numbers, and make sure you call them within 48 hours. I was too busy trying to text them. I would text them, they wouldn't respond, and I would just forget about them and meet 30 new people the next day. We have receipt books. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of numbers in receipt books. And we did not do anything with them because her follow-up gained stuff, and so did mine. So we were just selling product and using the volume to rank up. And that brings me to number 4, following the daily IPA sheet. If I had that daily IPA sheet back then, on the IPA sheet says follow up with 10 customers. So that would have been a part of my normal routine if I had that structure. You all have that structure. That IPA list should be in your phone, on your computer, printed out by now, in a folder that you carry around, like a notebook or something that you carry around everywhere you go, sticking out like this. So when you had downtime, you're sitting on the toilet, you're on your lunch break or whatever the case may be, you say, okay, I did that. Oh, it's time for me to do that. Okay, bam, let me do that. Okay, did that. That is how you should follow the IPA list if you want to grow to where you want to go in the next 60 days. Even for the rest of this year. All right? And then, number 5, challenge yourself to do one new thing consistently until you no longer fear doing it or no longer struggle with it. I started the message off with that. The best way to predict the future is to create it. And so if you challenge yourself, if you say, I am scared to do a presentation, that's you right now. I am scared to do the Vida Divina presentation. Then what you need to do is do the presentation. The more you do it, the less you'll fear it. The more you will get celebrated, congratulated, and appreciated for doing it. And you'll realize, dang, I'm better than I thought I was. I'm scared to do videos. I don't think I'm pretty. Make yourself pretty. Put on makeup. Put on a wig. Get your hair cut. Groom yourself. Put on a smile and do the video. Because when people say, you're so beautiful, you're so smart, I didn't know you knew that. I didn't know you could talk like that. Wow, you're blowing my mind. You want to do more. So challenge yourself to do the things that scare you or the things you feel like you can't do. Every single time the opportunity presents itself. If Mr. Christopher Thomas believes in you enough to call on you and say, hey, can you do the presentation for me on Thursday? Then you should know that this diamond leader is not going to call on you to do a presentation unless he believes that you are really capable of it. So do it. Feel the feeling and do it anyway. Challenge yourself to do it. Believe that you know enough, and whatever you don't know, whatever you don't feel inside of you, believe that God is right there to give you what you need. I'm not going to call on somebody to do a presentation that I don't believe could do the presentation, or that has the dialogue, I'll say, to do the presentation. Christopher is not going to call on somebody to be a part of a presentation that don't have the dialogue or the energy or, what they need to have, because it's not about knowing the information. You realize that's not what I'm saying? The information is on the screen. You can literally read the information. It's the dialogue, the meat and potatoes, no, not the meat and potatoes, the seasonings that matters the most in the presentation. How's your energy? Are you smiling? Are you giving off good vibrations? Are you speaking as a person who believes in where they're going? That's what matters the most, more than knowing the information. When Kieran first launched his business with Vida Divina, he didn't even have a presentation to use, y'all. There was no slides. So imagine the security officer who was, just fed up with his life, and he was told, Albert literally told him, you need to start doing a presentation once every single day. He said, all right, I don't know what I'm just go for it. And so he would go on Zoom, and I would get on there and listen to him, because all I knew was this dude was on fire, and I was like, who is he? I started seeing his name a lot, so I would go on there and listen. And he didn't have no slides. Imagine that, no slides. So he had to come up with some stuff. And all he talked about was his vision, what he's going to do with Vida Divina in Jamaica, what his vision is, why he needs people to be a part of it, what his vision is, how his vision can help them. But now y'all have the luxury of having a presentation in your back office. Everybody here should have read that presentation to a guest or a prospect at least once by now. Because all you got to do is read it. Click and read, click and read, click and read. Tell your story, click and read. That's it. Leaders lead lead from the front. So if you want to achieve your goals, you're reaching for the moon so you can land amongst the stars, you got to lead from the front. You got to do the hard stuff. If you want to predict your future, you got to be willing to do the things that scare you. You got to be willing to learn the things that you need to know in order to achieve the goals that you have for right now. Use your sales and your sign-up bonuses to fund or the paying some of the bills or putting food in a house for right now. But when you are doing the things that challenge you, the journey is the success is what's happening along the journey. So you getting sales, getting business partners, you are having success. You doing a presentation, just the fact that you did it and somebody was on there listening is a part of the success. You will feel great about that. You will feel accomplished. It'll make you want to do more. Those are the things that pushes you forward so that you can predict the future or get the future that you're predicting. All right, so with that being said, I'm always going past. I'm trying not to, but I got to give y'all everything that I got in me because, you know, I hope this was helpful. If you got anything out of it, please go in the group chats and drop at least one thing you got out of this. I did not record it. So if y'all want anybody else to be inspired by something I said today, please go into the group chat and type in something that stood out to you, something that you are going to use, what you got from this, how did this call make you feel? Type it in the group chat so that way tomorrow morning, we can have 50 people on the morning call. All right, don't forget to do your IPAs. Don't forget that today is Monday, so the training is tonight. Make sure that you are on the training. Number 3 was following up with previous customers. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. I probably should have recorded it, right? I should have, but I didn't. It be like that sometimes. I really love y'all, for real. I'm glad that y'all are enjoying it. Have an amazing day. All right, I'll see y'all in the groups, and I'll see y'all on training tonight. Bye.